did Mr. Modi not give a press conference to New Zealand journalists here?
We have a question. You have a question? Please, in the mic.
Yeah, sorry. Sir, after the announcement of FTA was made in December, in some political circles in New Zealand, there has been some fear expressed about, immigration increasing from India to New Zealand. And there were apprehensions that Indian government is promoting this FTA back home, like opening doors to New Zealand. What's your stand on this? How does government of India see, or can you say something about allaying those fears?
Okay. So, your question has that quality of deja vu because it's not appropriate for me as a civil servant to question Mr. Modi's political method. He is a very successful politician. But let me give you some context. So Mr. Modi Prime Minister Modi is a quintessential Indian politician. By and large, Indian politicians favor direct, contact with their electorate. And you must remember that the Indian electorate are predominantly rural folk. They want direct contact. They don't like being spoken down to. They don't like being spoken to through intermediaries. And Mr. Modi has perfected the art of direct contact with his electorate, and he seems to be doing a rather good job of it since, he's been elected now. He's in his third term. He's one of the longest serving prime ministers in our country. Immigration. So in the issue of immigration, there is a lot of misunderstanding. The FTA is not an agreement for immigration. Immigration and mobility of skilled manpower are two different issues altogether. The commitments that were crafted in the FTA pertain to mobility of skilled manpower under the existing laws that New Zealand has. And the reason the idea of mobility was introduced in the FTA is because, as you know, we are an exporter of services. So the fact that that our skilled personnel of companies have visa issues or have problems in mobility sometimes acts as a de facto market barrier. So therefore, this time, it is in fact an innovation in the way we negotiate FTAs. The idea was to ensure that skilled manpower mobility was ensured. It has nothing to do with immigration, which is a completely different phenomenon of people moving and and permanently residing.
No. Yes.
I would certainly say that.
He already answered your question. So,
सर जैसे कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ पे मातारी की फेस्टिवल पर आए हैं और जैसा कि उन्होंने बोला कि पिछले साल जब मिस्टर लक्सन वहाँ गए थे तब होली का पर्व था तो और जैसा कि बताया कि हम दोनों ही देशों के बीच में जो माओरी समुदाय है वो काफ़ी कुछ प्रकृति से जुड़ा हुआ है जो सतत विकास की उन्होंने बात कही है तो किस तरीके से सर ये जो एक साझी विरासत है या जो पीपल टू पीपल कॉन्टेक्ट की बात है उसको आगे बढ़ाने के बारे में किस तरीके से बातें हुई हैं सर?
We have two questions here. Okay. The last two questions, please ask all your questions in one go. We have a schedule to keep. Please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Television New Zealand. You said that moving forward, the foreign ministers of both India and New Zealand will meet more frequently. Were you expecting to meet with New Zealand's foreign minister on this trip? And can you just summarise as well what your overall goal of coming to New Zealand was?
Please.
My name is Ravi. I work for Awaz. New Zealand has one of the highest rejection rates for visas from India. How does India view this? It's been so for the last 2 to 3 years. Is that a problem?
Visas?
Yes. The rejection of visas for Indians
is
one of the highest in New Zealand.
Okay.
So traditional medicine, right?
traditional medicine and celebrating indigenous cultures?
So people to people connect relationship, it will be an important underpinning of the relationship. One of the areas that the Prime Minister did talk about was on promoting, he did mention this New Year festival and the similarities. But one of the things we are doing this time is that we are focusing on traditional medicine. As you know, the Prime Minister has always believed that traditional medicine in a public health care system is a very important preventive health care. Like in any public health care system, you have prevention activities as very important part. So collaboration between New Zealand's ancient Maori culture and India's own traditional medicine is a very exciting area of cooperation and very relevant to contemporary time. So this is certainly something that the Prime Minister himself is very interested in promoting, and it is also a very exciting area for developing the relationship forward. Is this visit's overall goal? Well, you know, India is an Indian Ocean country, so we are very attentive to what happens in adjoining maritime zones. The Pacific is a very important maritime zone for us, and we've always considered New Zealand to be a very important power in this region and a like-minded power. And in fact, to the credit of Prime Minister Lakson, he has been working very hard to impart this new energy to the relationship, which is now a strategic relationship, precisely because of this idea that as inhabitant of the Indian Ocean and you as an inhabitant of the Pacific Ocean need to establish a close strategic relationship. And I think this is really the underpinning strategic or the grand idea behind us, apart from the fact that there is a significant economic dimension to this relationship. We are a large growing market. There is considerable opportunity. You are an advanced economy with advanced technology. We are always looking to forge partnerships with that. So we have a very good basis for building an exciting economic relationship. I would say largely it is that we are all working to adapt to a very rapidly changing world. And as neighbors, maritime neighbors, it's important that we both work together. On visas, the visa, this is actually a question you need to address to the New Zealand side. That's a sovereign decision in the sense that as long as our businesses can work, our students get to study, they get the exchanges as planned by the two sides are taking place. Visa decision and conferring visas is a sovereign decision that we can't really comment upon in this juncture.
Okay.